In today's video, we'll be discussing period pain, which is also known as dysmenorrhea in the medical terms. So stay tuned. There are two types of dysmenorrhea, namely the primary dysmenorrhea and then the secondary dysmenorrhea. But before I go into details about the primary dysmenorrhea, I'm going to explain exactly what causes this pain. Now, during our period or before our period starts, there is this chemical our womb produces, which is known as prostaglandin. This chemical, what it does is that it makes the womb contract, and thereby contracting the blood vessels inside the womb. And you know that blood vessels carries oxygen, and because of its being compressed, like it's constricted, it reduces the supply of oxygen to the muscle layers in our womb. That's exactly the thing that causes this pain. So if I'm to summarize what I just said now, the cause of this pain is just the no or low supply of oxygen to the muscle layer. So with this being cleared on the way, but this prostaglandin has other things it does in our body. For example, during pregnancy, if you are pregnant, like if you are in labor, yes, you're about to deliver, it helps contract the womb to help, you in giving birth. Then the second one is during abortion. There are some people, like if you go to the hospital and tell them you want to participate in that, they will administer this stuff to you, which will make your womb to compress in order to expel anything that is going on there. Another one is this pregnancy one that I just mentioned. If you are overdue and they have to induce the level for you, that's when this prostaglandin is being administered to you in order for you to deliver. Then another case here is if you had miscarriage. Of course, they are going to administer this prostaglandin to you in order to remove any remaining stuff in your womb, so that there will be another possible like for you to conceive again. Like this, I've already explained what causes this pain and then where this prostaglandin applies to. I'll be going to primary dysmenorrhea. Then when it comes to primary dysmenorrhea, there is nothing wrong with your pelvic organ. That's your womb, your fallopian tube, your ovaries, your vagina. Everything is healed. Like nothing, you don't have any problem with it. There's nothing wrong with any of them. Now, this primary dysmenorrhea, some of you might be asking, how can I take good care of it? How can I treat it? Stuff like this. Okay. There are so many ways you can deal with it. There are so many. There are number one, I'm going to list so many. There are people that don't like staying one place. They prefer walking around or doing some things, which also helps. Then there are people that do heat therapy. This heat therapy is just like um placing hot water can on your tummy, which will help. Then another one is tense machine. This tense machine, pregnant women do use it at times. Mainly pregnant women use it. It's a kind of vibrates and it kind of relieves the pain. Another one is yoni steaming. This yoni steaming is a kind of it's not like certain that it works, but it actually works for some people. This yoni steaming, yoni is actually your vagina. So yoni steaming means you infusing, let me say, oils and other essential things up into your womb. How this yoni steaming is done is just you basically bringing a pail of hot water, not like too hot for it to burn you, and then you add the things you want to add inside it, maybe coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, and salt, or even lemon juice. You just add it inside it and sit on top of it for some minutes, then you can go your way. People have testified that it works for them, but I will not say that it's actually certain, but it works for some people. Another thing is birth control. There are people that do take birth control and it helps. It regulates their hormone. That's one good thing about birth control. It regulates your hormone. Another thing that I'm going to add here is this drug administered to people, which is NSAID. And what this ends, I'll put the full meaning on the screen. So what this NSAID does is that it reduces the amount of prostaglandin your body produces. That means if on a normal, like your own hormone produces produces high prostaglandin, because this chemical acts like a hormone. So if your hormone produces if your womb produces this prostaglandin in a very high quantity, then you are going to have a very, like, a severe painful period. But if it's low, there are people that just that don't experience this pain at all, good for you. But what this NSAID does is that it reduces the amount of prostaglandin produced by our womb. Then the next one is paracetamol. Of course, paracetamol has a low effect. It doesn't really work for some people. The stuff there is just it's just a kind of mild, but it still works for people. So how you are going to take this paracetamol if you want it to be effective on you? If you know that your period is coming tomorrow and you know that it's going to come with the pain, of course it will surely come with the pain. What you have to do is that tomorrow, before you start feeling the cramp, or even if you're about, like, you're already feeling it but it's just very small, you take it. Then you just take it throughout the day. You take it morning, afternoon and night. For adults, 2 tablets, which is okay. You see, with that, what this thing does is that it builds up in your system before the pain comes up to take over. So you want that paracetamol to build up in your system, so when the pain comes, it can suppress it, even though it has a kind of low effect. Some people do use Panadol, but paracetamol is better. Panadol is a kind of stronger, but paracetamol is just the best. The same as the NSAID. If you're using the NSAID, this is how you're meant to be taking it if you want it to work. There are people that after all these things that I just listed now, none of them needs to work for them. That one is completely fine. If it's that hard, you can now go to the hospital for them to administer something to you. The primary dysmenorrhea, it can be really painful, especially if you expel clot, like blood clots, or if you have a heavy flow, or if you have someone in your family history, maybe your mom or your grandmom, that has a severe painful period. Or if you've already started having children, it reduces the pain. You see that as you get older, like as you start having children, you notice that the pain reduces, which is completely fine. Unfortunately, not everybody can take this NSAID. If you have asthma, or you have stomach ulcer, or you have kidney problem, or you have some allergies, so it's better for you to consult your doctor to prescribe it for you, to know the particular one that is good for you, because not everybody can take the NSAID. This pain is normally felt below your abdomen, and then some people do feel it on their back. This is called referred pain. So you can be feeling this pain on your inner thigh, and even down your leg sef. You can feel the pain down your leg, which is called referred pain. So it's completely normal. You don't have anything to worry about. Moving over to the secondary dysmenorrhea. The secondary dysmenorrhea is if you have a problem with your pelvic organs, starting from either your vagina or your womb or your fallopian tube or your ovaries, anyone. As far as you have problem, it might be due to STIs or fibroid, or just the lining of your womb is just misbehaving and goes somewhere and implants itself, maybe somewhere outside your womb, and implants itself, or it goes to your muscles, your pelvic muscles, your pelvic floor muscles, and implants itself there. And of course, it to be very painful, because after building up there, it will still shed as blood, and the blood shedding into your muscle can be really painful. For the treatment of this secondary dysmenorrhea, what you have to do is just to visit your doctor, because they have to treat the problem and then treat the pain. If it's due to STI, it might be because the thing, you left it alone, and the thing went from your vagina up to your womb and affected every other place, because it can cause infertility for you. So you really have to visit the doctor for it to be treated. I know some of you might be asking, okay, how will I now know the difference between the primary one and the secondary one? For you to know the difference between the primary one and the secondary one, for the secondary one, when it's now like a kind of getting out of hand, is, for example, during your period, you know that the pain is not, it's not like the pain you are feeling, it's coming from somewhere else. Like, the pain is coming from somewhere else, alright? So that's when you can also say, or after your period, you're still feeling bloated, or the pain is still there after your period. That can also be a red sign. Or maybe you're having a heavy period and still you are infertile, or you cannot give birth, or you cannot take in, I mean to say, then that's a signal for you to visit your doctor. So the treatment for this secondary dysmenorrhea is just to visit your doctor, because they need to know exactly what is wrong with you and deal with it the way it's meant to. So this is it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you have a question, you can leave it in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more contents like this from me in the future. I talk about feminine health, beauty and lifestyle, and I'll see you in my next video.